Welcome to our team of janitorial professionals. We're glad you decided to join us. Our success depends on our employees, and in order for us to continue to service our customers, it's important that we're all working on the same page, and that takes training and teamwork. Our janitorial program is broken down into sections, so watch the video and review each section as often as needed. So let's go ahead and get started. The first step to cleaning is preparation. You need to have the proper supplies and equipment to make the job easier and more efficient. For cleaning restrooms, you'll need a maid cart or a broom and caddy like the one pictured here. You'll also need cleaning chemicals including disinfectant cleaner, stainless steel polish, glass cleaner, and bowl cleaner. You'll also need a toothbrush, color-coded microfiber cloths, and a toilet brush. For cleaning the floors, you'll either need a broom and dustpan or a backpack vacuum with a floor attachment. You'll also need a mop and bucket. And finally, you'll need your safety equipment, including rubber or latex gloves, safety goggles, a wet floor sign, and a clothes for cleaning sign. Now that you're prepared, you need to keep in mind some of the common complaints that cleaning companies receive from customers. By having this information, you'll know what you need to do to keep our customers happy. The 5 common complaints of restrooms are empty supplies, dirty fixtures, dirty mirrors, debris on floors, and odors. Now that you're prepared, let's get started. Before entering a restroom to clean, you need to knock on the door to announce your service. If the room is empty, you can prop open the door with a doorstop or other device designed to keep doors open, like the tie-on wedgie. Next, set up a clothes for cleaning sign to let people know the restroom is being cleaned. You may also want to set up a wet floor sign just outside the door. Now you're ready to enter and start cleaning. Always fill the supplies first. Start by checking the hand towel dispensers and soap dispensers. Next, move over to the toilet area and fill the toilet paper. While in this area, don't forget to check the toilet seat covers and sanitary bag dispensers. And if there are air fresheners in the restroom, check these as well. Next, you'll empty the trash. Be sure to replace the liner if it's torn or soiled. Now it's time to start cleaning. Start by preparing your microfiber cleaning cloths. Red will be used to clean toilets and urinals. Yellow is for sinks, countertops, and dispensers, and blue is for mirrors, glass, and brightwork. It's important to use color-coded cloths to avoid cross-contamination. Start by spraying your disinfectant cleaner on the countertops and sinks. In areas like this that need disinfecting, the chemical needs dwell time in order to kill the germs, so don't wipe just yet. Next, you'll move over to the toilets and urinal area, spraying all surfaces inside and out with your disinfectant cleaner, and then swabbing the inside of each with a bowl mop. Like the countertops, you'll need to give the disinfectant time to work, so don't wipe the outside surfaces just yet. Now go back to the sinks and countertops and wipe down all surfaces using your yellow microfiber cloth. Be sure to wipe the backsplash, faucets, and face of the countertop. Now move over to the dispenser area. Spray your cloth with the disinfectant and wipe all surfaces. Now move back to the toilet and urinal area, wiping brightwork and partitions. Also, be sure to spot clean walls, backsplashes, light switches, push plates, kick plates, partitions, and hardware using your yellow cloth as you circle the room. Inside the toilet stalls, wipe down the grab bars, toilet paper dispensers, sanitary dispensers, and brightwork. Using your red microfiber cloth, it's time to wipe down the urinals and toilets from top to bottom. Be sure to wipe all outside surfaces of the urinal, including the sides and bottom. When cleaning toilets, wipe the top of the seat, the back side around the connections, the underside of the seat, and all around the bowl. Leave the seats up on the toilets when finished cleaning. Clean all mirrors and polish stainless steel surfaces using glass cleaner and your blue microfiber cloth. Pay special attention to the lower portion of the mirror, as this is the area that is often splashed with water spots. Be sure to look closely, double checking for spots and streaks. Now polish the faucets and any polished stainless steel dispensers, making sure there are no streaks or spots. As a final step, you may want to polish all brushed stainless steel surfaces with your stainless steel polish and a soft cloth. This may include hand towel dispensers, grab bars, and toilet paper dispensers in the toilet area. In order to keep the restroom smelling fresh and clean, you should pour water down the floor drain once a week in order to keep the P-trap from drying out and causing foul odors. The last step to cleaning the restroom is to clean the floor. Start by sweeping or vacuuming the floor. Using a backpack vacuum with a hard floor attachment is a fast and efficient way to remove all debris and soil from the floor. Start by vacuuming the edges and working your way across the floor. To mop the floor, use either a conventional mop and bucket or a microfiber flat mop. In this video, we're using a conventional mop and bucket. Start by mopping the edges and then clean the rest of the floor by mopping in a figure 8 pattern, turning the mop over as one side gets soiled. Continue mopping the floor and working your way towards the door. As the final step, push the mop bucket out the door and mop your way out of the restroom. You're almost done. As you leave the restroom, remove your doorstop and close for cleaning sign. And finally, remove the wet floor sign as soon as the floor has dried. Before you start emptying trash, make sure you're prepared with the right supplies. You'll need either a maid cart or a 44-gallon brute with dolly like the one pictured here. Be sure you have a full stock of can liners before heading out. You should have small-sized 15-gallon liners to use with your regular office trash cans. You'll need medium 20 to 30-gallon liners to use with tall kitchen-sized trash cans. And finally, you'll need large 55 to 60-gallon liners to use for collecting the trash. Prepare your brute as demonstrated here by tying the bags on the handles of the brute and placing extra liners in the bags. Place extra large sized bags in the bottom of the brute. When preparing for trashing, you'll also need to wear rubber or latex gloves and protective eyewear. And if you'll be placing trash bags in a drop area of the building, then you'll need a tarp to protect the flooring in the drop area. There are 5 common complaints of trashing: trash cans not emptied, trash cans not put back in the proper place, can liners not replaced, obvious trash not picked up, and throwing out non-trash items. Keep these in mind as you make your way through the office. Before setting out to collect trash, you should always know the path you'll follow. Look at the example shown here. Circle around the room, moving in a clockwise or counterclockwise direction, zigzagging back and forth as necessary between cubicles. If you're moving down a hallway, you'll also move in a zigzagging fashion back and forth between the offices. When trashing individual offices, bring the broom with you into the office as close to the trash can as possible to avoid walking back and forth. This tip will save you time. As you move through the office, don't forget to empty other items containing trash like hole punches and shredders. As you approach a trash can, look around the area for obvious trash on the floor or underneath the desk. Be sure to pick up any big pieces on the floor and throw them away. When you're done with an area, replace the trash can in the proper place and push the chair up to the desk. If you know you'll be vacuuming under desk areas later, you may want to pull the chair and trash can out from underneath the desk for now, and then put the trash can back and push the chair up to the desk when you finish vacuuming. When trashing in an office, you may come across boxes or items that look like trash but haven't been marked as trash. Be sure your customer knows that unless they mark these items as trash, you won't be throwing them away. When you notice that a trash can liner is worn or has food or liquids in it, it's time to change a liner. There should always be extra liners in the bottom of every trash can. That way, if you happen to run short in the supply you carry with you, you've always got replacement liners at the bottom of each can. When replacing the liner, tie a knot in the end to keep it from collapsing inside the trash can. As you complete your path around the office, it's time to head to the drop area and take the trash out to the dumpster area. Once that's complete, you're on to the next task. Dusting in an office is a task that needs attention to detail. Dust settles on all surfaces, horizontal and vertical alike, so you need to be thorough and not rush through missing areas that need attention. You'll need different types of dusters depending on the surfaces you'll be cleaning. Your primary tools for dusting will be 2 green microfiber cloths. You'll use 1 cloth dry for general dusting and 1 cloth that is slightly damp for removing water spots or coffee rings from desktops and countertops. To get into tight areas like behind computers and other office equipment, you can use a static duster. Or to keep the dust from becoming airborne, you can buy a microfiber duster like the one shown here. For dusting high areas like ceiling fans or ledges, use an extension duster. The duster on the right works well for ceiling fans, and the duster on the left works well for most other high dusting situations. There are 4 common complaints for dusting: items moved, spotty or inconsistent dusting, soiled areas like coffee rings, and broken items. When dusting, you should always know the path you'll follow. In most cases, you'll use the same path you used for emptying trash. Circle around the room, moving in a clockwise or counterclockwise direction, zigzagging back and forth as necessary between cubicles. An important thing to consider when cleaning in smaller sized offices is that it may be more efficient for you to dust at the same time you empty trash, so you don't have to go back and retrace your steps. This should be decided upon before you start cleaning. When dusting in an office, always start with high dusting so any dust that settles can be wiped away as you move to eye-level dusting and low dusting. Use an extension duster to remove dust and cobwebs from ceiling vents and light diffusers. You can also use your extension duster for high shelves and ledges. For lower ledges, you may be able to use your static or microfiber duster by bending it and dusting as shown here. Don't forget to dust mini blinds, and remember to dust the back side of the blind and the windowsill. Use your long static duster or microfiber duster to dust the top and sides of file cabinets, cubicle cabinets, and partitions. When dusting pictures or plaques on the walls, use one hand to steady the picture and the other to dust the item. When dusting reception areas, be sure to dust coffee tables and end tables, lifting books, magazines, brochure holders, telephones, and other items to dust underneath. If there are magazines on the table, straighten and spread them out evenly so the table looks neat. Don't forget to dust reception area chairs. Wipe all wood or laminate surfaces that collect dust, including the arms, legs, top, and back. Office chairs also need to be dusted. Be thorough, dusting all surfaces as shown. When dusting desk and cubicle areas, dust underneath items that are easy to lift and replace, such as stacking baskets, picture frames, calculators, and telephones. Use your static duster to get into hard-to-reach areas like behind computers. When dusting desks filled with papers, do not move the papers, dust around them. Before you begin mopping floors, you need to gather your equipment. You'll need either a broom and dustpan or a backpack vacuum, a mop and bucket, and wet floor signs. There are 4 common complaints of mopping: debris on floor, dirty corners and edges, slippery floors, and inconsistent mopping. The first step to mopping any floor is to either sweep or vacuum the floor to remove any loose soil and debris. Using a backpack vacuum cleaner with a hard floor attachment, such as the one shown here, is the fastest, most efficient way to prepare for mopping. In this video, we will be demonstrating how to vacuum and mop a large lobby area in an office building. Start by vacuuming along the edges and then vacuuming the open areas as demonstrated. As you move towards the doors, vacuum all the entryway mats. These mats contain most of the soil that is brought into the building by employees and the general public, so be sure you're thorough. Next, you'll need to vacuum underneath the mats, so fold up the mats and move them out of the way for now. Using your backpack vacuum, vacuum the floor underneath the mats. Now you're ready to start mopping. Start by placing wet floor signs on the floor. As a general rule of thumb, you'll use 4 gallons of cool water with a neutral cleaner when using a conventional mop and bucket. Be sure to follow the manufacturer's directions when mixing your mop water. Begin by mopping the corners and edges first, and then filling in the open areas by using a figure-8 pattern, turning the mop over as one side gets soiled, and re-rinsing the mop head as needed. Now move to the next area and follow the same procedure, mopping the edges first and then filling in the open areas. If you're mopping large floor areas, change your mop water when it gets dirty. After the floor has dried, you may remove the wet floor signs and replace the entryway mats you picked up earlier, being careful to replace them as they were and to make sure they're laying flat on the floor. When you're finished mopping, return your equipment to the janitor closet and rinse out the mop and bucket. Vacuuming carpeted areas is usually one of the last steps of cleaning an office. When vacuuming carpet, you'll either use an upright vacuum or a backpack vacuum. More cleaning companies are using backpack vacuums because of the higher productivity levels. In other words, you can clean more square feet per hour with a backpack vacuum than you can with an upright vacuum. So for this section, we'll be demonstrating vacuuming with a backpack vacuum. There are 5 common complaints of vacuuming: unplugged office equipment, banged up furniture and walls, trash can not put back in the proper place after picking it up to vacuum underneath, corners and edges not vacuumed, and debris on the floor. Before getting started, you should inspect your vacuum. Start by opening up the top of the vacuum and checking to see if the bag needs to be emptied or replaced. If you replace the bag, lift it out and put it in a trash bag, being careful to close the trash bag around the vacuum bag so the contents don't spew out into the air or get all over you and the surrounding area. Next, inspect the fabric liner and filters to see if they need to be cleaned. If everything looks okay, put it all back together. First, replace the filter, the fabric liner, the paper liner, and finally the top of the vacuum. Now you're ready to get started. After inspecting the vacuum cord and plug for cuts or missing prongs, attach the power cord to the vacuum. Now you'll put the vacuum cleaner on by lifting it up over both shoulders and then adjusting the fit. Connect the clasp across the chest and then the one that fits across the top of the hips, looping the cord inside the band that fits on the hips. Check for final adjustments so that the machine rests on the hips properly. Next, plug the power cord into the outlet. Then spread out the cord so it doesn't get tangled. Attach the wand to the vacuum hose and you're ready to start vacuuming. When vacuuming hallways or open areas, start by vacuuming along the edges of the wall. When vacuuming the open areas, move in a side-to-side motion as demonstrated here. Once a month, you should detail vacuum the edges. You can do this by taking off the floor tool and vacuuming the edges as shown here. When you're finished vacuuming an area or it's time to move to a new area, take the vacuum cleaner off. Unplug the cord and loop it as demonstrated, and then attach it to the vacuum so you can transport it to the new area easily. When vacuuming office areas, work your way around the room by zigzagging back and forth through the cubicle areas. Move the chairs out of the way so you can vacuum under the desk area and pick up trash cans to vacuum underneath. Be sure to replace the trash can in the same place, never set it down in a different location, and always push the chair up to the desk. When vacuuming underneath desks, detail vacuum the area by removing the floor tool and vacuuming along the edges. When you're finished, remember to replace the trash can in the proper place and push the chair up to the desk. Entryways are one of the most important areas to clean. First impressions are very important to building owners and managers, so keeping them free from trash, debris, cobwebs, and fingerprints is key to keeping up appearances. Start by sweeping the area around the entry doors, removing loose soil and cobwebs. Pick up the outside mats and sweep underneath. Using a small trash bag, pick up any trash or cigarette butts around the entrance. Next, it's time to clean the entryway glass using a blue microfiber cloth and glass cleaner. Spray the cloth and clean the glass, paying careful attention to fingerprints around the handle area. Be sure to clean the glass both inside and out. Also remember to clean all entryways, not just the front entrance. When cleaning elevators, you should first lock open the door. Using your green microfiber cloth, start cleaning the elevator. Wipe the handrails and any ledges or areas that collect dust. Also wipe wall surfaces, making sure to clean off any visible fingerprints. Next, wipe the sides of the entry area of the elevator. Close the elevator door and clean both sides of the doors. The final step to cleaning elevators is to vacuum the floor and mop it if it's a hard floor surface. With the door locked open, vacuum the entire floor surface. Next, clean the elevator tracks by removing the floor tool and vacuuming as shown here. Unlock the elevator door and your job is complete. One area of a building that is sometimes forgotten by janitorial workers is the stairwells. Not only do they need to be vacuumed and mopped, but they need to be dusted too. Using your green microfiber cloth, wipe down all handrails, ledges, and any other surface that collects dust. Some stairwells have vending machines, so be sure to dust and clean fingerprints off the machines too. If the stairwell has fire extinguishers and exit signs, dust these and clean the exit door as well. Next, you'll need to vacuum the stair landings and stairs. The final step to cleaning stairwells is to mop the stair landings and stairs. Use either a traditional mop or a microfiber flat mop like the one shown here. Before cleaning break rooms or coffee centers, put on protective eyewear and gloves. Start by emptying the trash. Most break rooms and coffee centers have trash containing liquids and food, so you need to replace the liner every time you empty the trash in these areas. Be sure to tie a knot in the new liner so it fits snug around the trash can. This will keep it from collapsing inside the can. Remove dust, fingerprints, food and water marks from cabinets and the outsides of all appliances. Also wipe the tops of the appliances. Spray disinfectant cleaner on the countertops and sink, and then move over to the table area and spray any tabletops in the break room. This gives the disinfectant dwell time needed to kill any germs and bacteria on those surfaces. Now go back and wipe these surfaces.